Alrighty guys, welcome back. Earlier we were talking about what's next for the Los Angeles Clippers, and now we're going to dive into our Monday special of dating horror stories. So, Tate's favorite. You're on mute.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Miss Faith. All right, I was saying, see, I'm over here blowing my nose, sniffling, and everything. So, brother had to hit that mute button. But sick or not, you know I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah. Alrighty, so if you guys don't know already, our dating horror stories come from Reddit. So, and this is from the subreddit, I believe, of Ask Reddit. Yes, okay, because there's a lot of stuff on Ask Reddit. Anyway, okay, so, went on a date with a Navy boy. He seems smart and sweet online. He picks me up in an incredibly, ostentatious yellow Camaro, which I have the seeking suspicion he borrowed as it was a stick, and dude had a really bad time driving it. We decided to walk on the boardwalk for a while, so he pulls into a parking garage. In his attempt to park the car, he completely sideswipes the car next to us, leaving yellow paint all across their car. He doesn't even act like anything happened, so I say, I think you may have hit the car next to us. He gets out, looks at it, then climbs back in and goes, I guess I should park somewhere else, and peels out before I could even say anything. Fast forward, the date is going poorly, as a hit and run is never a good start, and it's miserably hot out, so we decide to see a movie. It happened to be Shrek, the final chapter, a kid's movie. He has his feet on the seats in front of us, which is no big deal until Dad, holding his toddler daughter, comes in and the only seats still open are the ones in front of us. The dad goes to sit down. Navy boy doesn't move his feet. In fact, he even moves his feet forward a bit so that hits the dad in the head. The dad looks back at us, and then Navy boy sighs heavily, takes his feet down, looks at me and goes, my feet were there first. After the movie, he asked if I wanted to go to dinner. I said no. He drops me off. I'm surprised he didn't drop the transmission as well, and asks when he can see me again. He had a great time. Married 5 years now. Just kidding. I took a mental note of his license plate and called the parking garage. Did not see him again.
Oh, I thought you were serious, like married 5 years. I'm like, oh, hell no. All right. You know, I'd like to hear Faith's talk on this one first. So I'm gonna let you go first.
If somebody sideswiped a car before our date even started, I'd be like, you know what? It was nice to meet you. I'm gonna call somebody to come pick me up. I'll see you later. Because you're an accomplice to a crime. If you don't tell somebody that you were with sideswiped a car and hit a car and then just peeled out and like parked somewhere else. Like, no. I'm not, you are not worth me getting in trouble for because you decided not to leave a note, like a decent human being, not gonna do it.
Okay. I love your take. First off, I got a question for you. Do I have a similar story? This is different, but a similar story. Do I tell my similar story to this? It's not a date, but a situation of me being in an accident, or do I answer about the date first? You give me the order.
Whatever. You're little Mr. Sicky Pants over here, so you can make the decision.
Okay, I'm gonna give you my story because it made me think about this story first, and then I'm gonna dive into little yellow Corvette instead of little red Corvette. It made me think of a story on a personal side first. I was living in California, and I have a very nice Mustang, a limited edition. And one day I was at this bank and I wasn't paying attention, keeping it real, wasn't paying attention. I was on the phone with a person, and I put my car in reverse. I bag up and I totally hit this car. The car was parked here. It was parked. I bagged in, hit the door, caved the door in. No damage to my car, Faith. Some lady jumps out of her car right away. don't you move, don't you move, don't you move. And I'm like, no problem. I got insurance. I got me some Geico. So the brother's not worried. But she was like, I saw this, you hit that car. I'm like, so what? I'm like, I get, it's not more so what, but it's like, I'm just like, I did some damage to the car. So she runs into the bank and she asks who owns the car. This cute little blonde girl comes out and she looks at the car. Now, the door is dented in. I mean, I dented in the door. And she knows what she says to me? It's okay. I don't care. It's my boyfriend's car. You can go. I swear to you on my life, that's a true story. And I'm like, no. And she was like, no, it's okay. I don't care. And I left. I left. She said it was her boyfriend's car. I caved in his door and she told me it was okay. What did you do in that situation?
That makes me think of a story that I have.
Go ahead, girl. Let's go ahead.
This was when I was still living in my hometown and going to school there. I was living with my parents, but one of my friends had an apartment in my hometown, and I had gone and visited her and was just hanging out with her at her apartment. And it was late at night. I think I left around like 10 or 11 o'clock. And so it was a small apartment parking lot, not very many people were parked there. And nobody was there. It was late at night. So by the time I was leaving, I didn't even think about it. I didn't look behind me or anything. I just backed out and was about to leave when I smash into a car behind me.
Damn. Okay.
And the whole driver's side is just dented in. Really, really badly.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, crap. So I had to run back up to my friend's apartment, and I was going to write a note and leave my insurance and everything like that and put it in the car, on the car windshield. And I come back down, and there's 4 people surrounding the car. And I was hey. I was like, hey, sorry, that was me. I was going and grabbing a note and putting it, gonna put it in your car. Let's exchange information. They called the cops on me, and turns out it wasn't my fault. The dude was illegally parked behind me, and I hit his car, and the police officer told him, dude, you parked where you weren't supposed to. There's nothing that I can do about it.
Okay, that's a good story, because that goes with my story. The person that was parked behind me parked illegally, and I caved in her door. Mm-hmm. So that's helpful there, but thank you, sister, for giving me some legal advice here.
No damage on me or anything.
And so they were like, dude, you parked illegally. That's your fault.
Literally, the cop was like, I don't know why you called me.
Wow, that's crazy. What did you call me for, fool?
Yeah.
That's nuts. Mm-hmm. I don't know which story I like better. The fact that the cop was like, why did you call me?
It's not.
Or the girl coming out and being like, it's okay.
She probably,
you can go.
She knew. She knew. She was like, I definitely shouldn't have parked here. She probably knew the second she put that car in park. She was like, I definitely don't need to park here. But she was like, whatever.
But she was like, it's okay. It's my boyfriend's car anyway.
Boyfriend's probably loaded.
See, you look at it differently. You're like, bro, boyfriend's loaded. I'm like, boyfriend had to be cheating. He had to do something. Boyfriend had to have done something really bad, because I didn't hit the door. I caved the door in.
Yeah, that's how I was too. And my car was fine.
Mine was too, babe. Mine was I
was driving a reliable. Oh, I loved this car. I was so sad when I had to give it away. It was a 2000 Honda Accord. It was the best car ever. Never, ever took any damage, ever. And, yeah, the back of my car was fine.
Yeah. Apparently, it's better to bag into a car, but don't get hit from the side. Because I tore that car up and walked out of there scot-free. So you just think your boyfriend's loaded. You don't. It's not about.
I mean, it could be that he's
Or
also just
maybe
kind of a
loaded
jerk.
and a jerk.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I'm serious. If my girl came home and she told me, "Hey, your car just got dented in. We just caved the door in." But I just told him to go. That's no big deal. My head would have popped clean off.
Yeah.
I'd have spontaneously combusted right there. So so we didn't got sidetracked on the original story because we had to talk about a little Tate and Faith
Yeah.
Car accident situations, which we're allowed to do. All right, now
That's
let's
the
go
only
back.
car accident I've ever got into. I just want to say that. And it wasn't even my fault.
Faith, it's kind of crazy, but my other car accident just happened when I was in Ohio in October. I'm gonna tell that story now. I'm trying to meet up with some of my old fraternity brothers at a meeting. I think it was October. Anyway, I'm in Cleveland. I go to change lanes. I change lanes and I'm driving down. I'm trying to get to my hotel. That's where I'm getting to. And this guy pulls up behind me in the parking lot and he's like, "You hit my car and you ran." And I'm like, "What?" And I don't even see a scratch on his car. There's no scratch on my car. He's like, "I'm calling the police." I'm like, "No problem, brother. I got insurance. We can exchange information." He gets on the phone and he says, "This guy, he hit my car and it was a hit and run. I followed him and now I'm afraid for my life. Can you send somebody?" And I'm like, "Afraid for your life? Dog, I'm trying to give you insurance."
Yeah.
And there's a rental car, I got insurance, everything. I'm like, "I'm trying to give you insurance." And he's like, "Can you come please really fast? I'm really afraid." And I'm like, "What the heck is going down?" And I'm like, "This is the truth." So I call and they just tell him, "Listen, if you're afraid for your life, you should go on and just go to the police station." So he's like, "Okay." So he goes to the police station. So I get in my car and I drive to the police station as well. Like, okay, this is it ain't no hit and run. I'm gonna follow.
You're following the guy who said he's afraid for his life.
So I go to the police station. I pull in. I go in. He pulls off. I file a police report like, "Hey, this is the situation. He said I hit his car. There's no scratches on my car. I don't see no scratches on his." But he was calling saying he was afraid for his life and everything. So I did a police report and things of that nature. I was at the police station. Now, this is me living in Europe and coming back to the U.S. The dude never filed a police report. I don't understand what went down. So I've only had 2 accidents in my life, 0 police reports. I mean, incidences at all. I mean, just weird situations.
My guy was trying to get some money out of you. That's probably what it was.
Is that what you think it was? If he was trying to get some cheddar, don't you think he'd have went at the police station and went on in? Or was it like, "This fool followed me to the police station"? I'm not going.
Yeah.
This dude is crazy enough to follow me to the police station. Like, I ain't going in.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what it was?
Yeah.
Dang, baby. All right, now let's dive into the story. Recap the story for the audience if you don't mind. Just give a little clip notes. You don't have to reread it.
So this girl went out with this guy. He was driving a yellow Camaro. He sideswiped the car in a parking garage. And then
couldn't drive it.
Yeah, he dips out after she says it and parks somewhere else, and then overall the date was terrible, and then she took a mental note of his license plate and called the parking garage after the date was over with.
First off, our stories, I think I like our stories better. But let's comment on this. First off, she was wondering if that was even his car. I wonder that too. Number one, that's a rental or that's daddy's car. What do you say, Faye? Because
I would say it's somebody's car that he knows, because why the heck would you rent a stick shift if you don't know how to drive a stick shift?
Well, oh, I have a reason for that one. As a person who has rented a lot of cars, especially sports cars, if if you're trying to rent a sports car, a lot of times you only have the stick as the only option for a lot of the sports cars. If you decided to go rent a Porsche or a Corvette or a Viper or something like that, these are things I've rented in the past. They're always stick. And so I think he could have been a rental where he's like, you know what? Let me go impress old girl. Let me I'm gonna go rent a yellow Corvette. What if you're
Camaro.
gonna yellow Corvette. Ooh, that's even lower. Okay. In my mind, I had at least a Corvette. It's a Camaro. Camaros are okay. Um, yeah, I'm thinking that was a rental. He had all the insurance on it. He tore somebody else's place up. Nothing. Okay, if you are on a date, I'm trying to impress you, Faith. I pull in the parking lot and I tear up the side of my car and another car. The first thing what you want to do is at least
I'm getting out of the car.
but at least be like, hey, I'm gonna do the right thing. I want to do the right thing. I'm sorry if this is kind of put like a hinder our date, but I want to do the right thing. Just maybe even just to show the girl, hey, I'm a good guy, something like that. But if you're man, if you're that guy, you tear up the Corvette, Camaro. Then you go to the movie and you see a guy and his little son, and you got your feet up, and you're like, kick my man in the melon. You kick him in the head with the son there, and the guy looks at you, and you're like, my feet was there first. This is like
He sounds like a real stand-up guy.
right. This is nope. This is not the guy you want to end up dating. This guy, does that, when you hear these things, does that sound like that's father material right there? That's hubby.com there.
No.
No. Nobody wants to end up with that dude. That guy comes off as very selfish, very self-centered, and unaware. I actually give my girl some credit because of the fact that she went and did the right thing. She turned in, she called and gave his information, and she made the decision, because some of these dating stories you'll be telling me about, they'll be doing some horrific things, and they'll be like, and then we went on our 15th date. No, no, this woman was like, nope, we are done. We're not going on any more dates. Lose my number. Let's move on. That's a positive one right there. You got 4 stories for the price of one. Jerk in the yellow Camaro, fake T-boning somebody in the parking lot, me T-boning somebody in the bank, and then my hit and run incident that ends up going to the police station. You got 4 stories for the price of one today.
Yep.
What do you think, Faye?
I think it's good.
We're starting things. We're starting Monday off on point. I only got away with 1 sneeze. That was because I'm allergic to the Clippers. We did a good show today.
Yeah, we did.
Also, real quick, everyone, I'm digging Faith's hair today. It's kind of straight. She's looking really fantastic.
Thank you.
Want to throw that out there as well.
Thank you. Alrighty, guys. Well, with that, we are going to close out the show for the day. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Andrew Tate Show, presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content updates. Thank you once again. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow. See ya.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn ain't that great. I don't wanna go to